You ready?
I'm ready. Loud. You gotta cut it down. Too loud, too loud, too loud, too loud, too loud, too loud. I think the ears are.
This is your spiritual podcast station, bringing you the uncut, unblocked, and unscripted. This is the only place in the podcast universe giving you a balanced approach and a look at the other side. Everything from A to Z. We are live right now in the 1831 studio. My name is Natia Moore.
And I'm Anthony Fliggins.
And this is Pastor Anthony Said. Welcome everyone to this episode of Pastor Anthony Said. We're so glad that you joined us on today. How you doing?
Good. My ears are hot.
Are they loud?
Oh yes. Yes. Yours, we got a guest on today. Your ears hot too?
They like ringing.
Oh,
They ringing?
man, yes.
Oh.
Ears are hot. This
Let's
is
see here.
this is something, man. This is real.
How about now?
We good. That sounds a little bit better. Give me a little bit more.
More ears?
Yeah, good. Perfect. My volume is pretty much the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
This
All
is the
right.
volume here.
Yeah.
Your ears
Okay.
good?
Mm-hmm.
Is it not ringing anymore?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Good.
Bless.
Good.
Okay, there we are. Welcome to this episode of Pastor Anthony Said. Make sure that you like, share, and comment. Join our YouTube channel at Pastor Anthony Said as well. Are everybody good with the sound?
Yes.
Yep.
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
We in the
Good.
room. You checked us out.
Yeah, let me
Come
let
on
me
in the
make sure.
room.
Let me make sure we here.
Yeah, let us know that
We
you can
live.
hear.
Good. All three of the buttons on. See one of the buttons red.
One is muted because because it was loud and I didn't want it to kind of come up too much.
Good.
Can you hear me? Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
can
can
you
hear you. Yeah.
There we are.
Good.
Okay. So we have a special guest. You already heard her voice. Can you guess who it is? Because the screen is not on you yet.
Yeah. No, they can't guess who it is.
No, they can't. No, they can't guess who it is. They cannot. They cannot. Listen, we're back with unfinished business.
So listen. So a couple of maybe I guess it was 2023 actually. So in 2023, I told Ted, hey, there are some people that says they want to come back on the podcast again because there are some things they wanted to say, some things they have to clear up, some things they had to get off their chest, some things they didn't finish saying, some things that they want to say that they did not say, some things that they should have said or should not have said that they did say, and it was just a whole lot of stuff. So some people wanted to bring on other people, some people said they didn't get a chance to come on at all. There are some pastors out there who actually said, you know what, I got some things I got to talk about and get off my chest. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we be getting it from a lot of folk, and and so I told Ted, listen, we're gonna have a segment called Unfinished Business. That's right.
Yes.
We're gonna have a segment called Unfinished Business. So this is our actual second segment within our podcast. Maybe our third one. This is our third one. Yeah, our second, maybe third one. Because we did the interim period. After that, we did a period where we actually went over our third or fourth segment, actually within the podcast, where we actually sectioned out a part of our actual program over a course of weeks. And we interject something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bring something fresh, something new, something creative, to break up the monotony, and now we are here. And so this is like our third, maybe fourth one. It's called Unfinished Business.
Yes.
And we got Kayla Stringfield on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
that's
I
what
do the
we got.
claps?
Yes.
Can I do?
No,
can I do the
please
clap?
don't do that.
Can we do the regular
Yes,
clap?
you can. Yes, we can. There we go right there. Good.
Okay, like I let you hear these claps. That's
Oh
on here.
my
I'm
goodness.
She said I'm good.
And so, yes, I think she was our youngest one.
For sure.
For sure, she was our youngest one. And so she said she got some things she wanted to. I don't want to say get off her chest, but I do say some things that she do want to talk about, and then some questions I have, and we're gonna go right in. So
Okay.
I begin with prayer. So let's pray. Father, we thank you right now for grace, for mercy, for strength, and for your unmerited favor. We thank you for looking beyond our faults and meeting us at our need. We thank you for being ever good, kind, and merciful. You are all that and some more, and we bless you. Give clarity of thought, understanding hearts, and help us to be who you called us to be in this day and in this hour. We give you all praise, glory, and honor in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
And amen. All right.
So first of all, before we jump in, did
Go for
you
it.
confirm that
we on? We
we
good?
can hear?
Oh, can everybody hear us? Let's.
Put
I
them
got
thumbs
you.
up. Let us know if
let
you
us know
can
if you
hear.
can hear us. Let us know if you can hear. Let us know if you can.
Can you see? Can you hear?
Yes. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Two folk were on. I think. Well, it say two, but you just never know. But Well, yeah, we'll find out in a minute.
Okay.
Let me know if y'all can let us know. Leave a comment or something, or thumbs up or something, letting us know that y'all can hear us. And so we can do this thing the right way.
Yes.
You know, we don't want to leave. We definitely don't
don't
want
wanna
to
miss out on
Don't want to
any
miss out on
conversation,
anything. You
no.
know what I'm saying? Let me cut them so I can hear myself. Then you know I can try.
You do that.
I can try. Let me see.
That y'all can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we in the building.
We are here.
We are in the building. We doing it. So, all right. What you want to talk about, Tia? You cut me off, Tia, when I was going. This is what you
I
wanted to say.
didn't cut you off.
You
I just wanted to make
oh,
sure
that
everything was
everybody
working.
can hear. Oh, I thought you had some more to say.
I mean, I'll have some questions, but yeah.
Not right now.
No.
All right.
We'll start off with. Why don't you reintroduce yourself for those that did not see the interim period, and tell us who you are.
Hello, everybody.
Hold up, wait. Remember the last time that she introduced herself, she said, "I'm that girl."
Oh my God, that sounds like me.
She said, "I'm that girl."
So I'll start
So
with
let's
I'm
go.
that girl.
Ha!
Once
Let's
again.
go.
But also, society. My name is Kayla Stringfield. I am a member of the Courts of Christ. I am 24 years old. I'm currently Algebra 1 teacher at Western High School, if you're familiar.
Weston.
You went to
Alumni.
what? Did you go to Western?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Yes, class of
Forever.
2005.
So, you know, we could talk.
Yeah.
Offline. Well, yes, I graduated in 2017.
Okay.
But yes, I have a lot going on. I feel like if you did see the first episode, I feel like I'm a whole new person.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm a whole new person, but I feel like I'm definitely a new person.
Yeah, now, so okay, I have now. Okay, so we can start right there, right? Okay, so that was in August,
Really?
September.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
August,
September.
September. Yeah.
August, September. Okay, so October, November, December, and January.
Almost 6 months.
October, November, December, January. September, October, November, December, January,
February.
So about 5 months,
Almost
right?
6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I guess, I don't know. So this year I turned 25.
Okay.
All right. Now.
And I think that is like a very serious age for me.
You
Like-
already turned 25?
No, I turned 25 this year.
You will be 25.
Yes, in
Which
October
your birthday? October the
2nd.
2nd. Okay.
So,
And talk a little bit closer, just a tad bit.
okay, let me scoot up.
Just move your mic closer to you. There you go.
Okay.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah, so I really think this new year, not even January New Year. I'm talking like I do treat my birthday as like a new year. So maybe like around November, December-ish, it kind of like kicked in. You know how like sometimes that January is like a rough draft and then the new year really started in February. So like October was like my rough draft, but November was like okay. All right, it's a lot of things did change though too in my life. Like a lot of personal things took place.
Okay.
And it just really like was a wake up call in a way. So I feel like going into chapter 25 or preparing for chapter 25, like I have a vision for who I want to be. So it's kind of like okay, it's time.
Okay, so I have question number one.
Okay.
Okay, so I am that girl in 2023, but I'm new today. So did that have any significance, or was it just an announcement? What was it? Because to change like that to say you're a new person, what was wrong with the old one or the previous one?
Yeah, so I don't want to say it was anything wrong. I think that version of I'm that girl was kind of like a foreshadow of like where I was going, if that makes sense. Like so when I say I'm that girl, it kind of alludes to like my confidence and how I show up.
Okay.
But now thinking about it, it's like I'm that girl in terms of like one, of course, my confidence and how I show up, but like my vision for what I want things to look like.
Okay.
And I was a little hesitant when I said that because I don't want people to hear like I'm in control of my life. I'm not in control of my life at all, but I do kind of have like a relationship enough to know where I'm headed, and I could be confident in saying like I know where I'm going, because I'm also aware of like things might come and like change what that journey looks like, but ultimately I have a vision and I know where I'm headed. So like I feel really good to be 24 and focused, if that makes sense.
Yes. All right. So last time we were here, you got anything to say last time we were here, we put the ball in your court and let you tell us. You know what I'm saying? And we just meandered around things that you were saying. But it was a good conversation. But this conversation, I'm not gonna let you off the hook.
That's fine.
Okay. So when you say I know where I'm going, I need specifics and I need timelines. And when I say need, I don't need it for myself. I need it so when someone say I know where I'm going, do we just say that? What I don't like is in terms of sports. I don't like the girl or the guy who is on the sidelines saying I can do. I'm better than them. I can do this. I can do that. But when you put them in the game, they realize it's not what you said it was, or it's not. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can shout from the sidelines, but when you get hit, when you actually deal with some competition, when it really matters, it's like, oh, I didn't know it was like this. But since I'm out here, I'm not gonna quit. But you know what I'm saying? So I sort of shun at people who shout from the sidelines. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't like when members start shouting about what they would do if they were the pastor. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I oftentimes find myself not treating members as if they were second class pastors. Mm-hmm. Like your thought matters, and now I am here as a pastor, but if without you, I am not. So I don't treat people as if they are just listen to me and that's it. Mm-hmm. You don't know nothing, and it's not like that, right. And it can't be like that. And so that sideline shouting, it's really loud, and the internet has allowed us to do this. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody's on the sideline shouting, and until it really happens, it's like, anybody can talk a good game.
Right. So
where we doing? Where we going? What it look like?
I guess for me, in terms of a timeline, like I can't say January 2026 I'll be president of the United States. Like I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is like I guess when I first came on the podcast, I probably was talking a lot about like being a teacher and like trying to figure out how to navigate in this space. I feel like now, well, maybe like let's just go back like maybe 2 months ago. I was just in a very like confused, uneasy space. Maybe not confused, but definitely uneasy. Like I felt like I understood for a second why I was a teacher, and then things started to like get blurry a little bit. And we all, well, if you don't know, like in education, being a teacher, like around November-ish, December-ish, things get really crazy. That's when every teacher want to quit.
Why is that?
I guess because it's like that is like the middle of the school year. Like August, the beginning of the year is still hype. Like, okay, everybody's fully motivated, ready to do all of the things. Mm-hmm. And then November, December comes, it's like these kids not trying to do nothing. Like it's just getting blurry, and then everybody gets the hype for time to leave.
Okay.
But I can honestly say in that moment, like I had to go back in my, like, let's figure out how we even became a teacher. And in that, I guess, reflection, I realized like being a teacher was convenient for now. And I realized I could really pinpoint why I'm here for so long. Like I feel like I'm halfway doing what I want to do, but the other half is like, this works for now, but this is not it.
This is not long term.
This is not all.
Yeah.
Yes. And I feel, that's why I say like now I have a vision of like where I'm headed is like out of this season. Like I'm getting back to who Kayla was before Lori, who Kayla was before Forex, honestly. Like who, I'm kind of like picking up on like what I can get back to. I have the energy now to like really get back to who I want to be, what I want to do, and how I can actually do it. I feel like when I first became a teacher, it was a lot of pressure of like, I gotta do something. Like I need to do something, but I'm not trying to do any and everything. I want to do something that's impactful. I want to do something that still complements or like, complements the essence of who I am. So being a teacher worked. But I do realize now it's like, I love being a teacher because I love my students. I love talking to my students every day. Like I love helping them make life make sense. I love that, but the art of teaching. And I also realized that I'm within a system when it's like, I want to, I don't know, maybe you can help me with this. Like, I feel like I'm within a system that is like fake for real, if I can be honest. Like, being 24, one, sitting in rooms with people that were my teachers in big meetings and stuff like that, and the whole idea is supposed to be for the betterment of children, it's a lot that I question. And I realize as I'm questioning, I could come off as the young hothead or whatever. That don't intimidate me because I'm going to still ask my questions. But it's always like, oh, well, we don't have anything to do with that. We have to ask somebody higher. Okay, well, who's somebody higher? And then as I go higher and higher, then the contact people become more vague. And I get in a position where it's like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like, I understand, the whole idea of education, and we're trying to, help the young community. Well, that's at least why I'm here. Like, that's why I signed up. And I kind of feel some friction, or not even, I feel friction amongst, like, obviously the system and, like, all of the things that, is hidden behind all of the fancy words, and, like, the effectiveness of what I can really do in my classroom. And I just felt like I feel limited. And I think that was the uneasiness that I was talking about, that I was experiencing maybe like 2 months ago. Like, this just don't feel right. Like, I love my students, don't get me wrong. Like, that's what gets me out the bed. But when I have to sit in these meetings with these big grown people and they not making sense, I can't do this. Like, this is, you wasting my time. Like, I feel like, because I'm really here for a reason. Like, I'm really here with a mission, with a vision, with a purpose. And it's like, I can only do but so much in my classroom, and I do that because I know that's still effective, but I feel like I can do more, and I'm a little confined to this box. And now it's like my vision of like who Kayla seen herself as before Lori, and like before like every life start life in, it's like that's coming back now, and it's giving me the energy to go back out there, put my face out there. I'm not gonna lie, like losing once Forex dropped and everything, it is a little anxiety about just getting on live and just talking. Like, I do have like some insecurities when it comes to that. So just being able to like watch myself become and just push through those times, because I just remember where it was like, I'm not doing that ever again.
Gotcha. You got something, Jay?
Yeah. So I have 2 questions. So the first question, I want to know I want you to tell us who exactly were you before Lori, and after Lori, like how do you blend, I guess, older Kayla with new Kayla,
right?
And how does that, I guess, frame where you're going?
Yeah, I feel like before Lori, first, if you don't know who Lori is, Lori is my daughter.
Hey,
she's turning 2 in like 18 days. That's crazy.
18 days.
Go, Lord.
That's a mom right there.
Oh my gosh.
18 days.
That's crazy. But I guess before Lori, I was young and turned, if I can be honest. Like, I was just fresh out of college.
You said young and turned.
Yep.
And then you just said before that you're going back to be that Lord.
See, no.
That's what I was wondering.
Wait a minute. You said now you about to be
no,
older and turned?
Young and turned like that.
Okay. So
tell us
but you did say you're going back to who you were before Lord.
Yes.
And then you start off with saying young and turned.
No, to a certain extent.
Let's go. Let's hear it. I want to know.
Okay, so before Lori, I was kind of like, I'm do what I want, like when I want.
So then you going back there?
And how I want.
You going back there?
Maybe not like that buck wild crazy, but the courage to do so, yes.
Okay. The freedom and just...
Yes, the freedom of being me.
Mm-hmm.
That I kind of lost that a little bit, and I'm going back to her.
As this is in terms of womanhood or career?
Womanhood.
Womanhood.
Yes.
So you're not free right now.
No. I mean,
and are you
right now in this moment?
Yeah, you're not free. And are you bound by responsibility?
Yeah.
So what is freedom?
So I guess for me, I was talking more so in terms of like my mindset, like internal freedom, like going back to not really caring about what people think.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to like just not even really thinking about what people think. It's not even about, I didn't even care. It was just like I didn't think about it. Didn't cross my mind. Like, I don't really care.
Right.
So like just getting back to her, and now it's like I have to reground myself in how I even got there. So like going back to, I mean, I think I spoke about this on the first episode where I was like, right before COVID hit, I was like deep in Sarah, like morning, night. So I was really grounded in my spirituality, and it was just more so because I was just learning everything new. And I feel like this version,
Sarah Jakes.
Sarah Jakes.
Not Sarah from the Bible.
Oh my gosh, Pastor Sarah. I love her.
Sarah Jakes Roberts.
I really think that's like my sister for real. That's probably why I talk about her so casually.
Okay.
That's really like
Okay,
my
good.
aunt. Okay, but
Auntie.
so yeah, like I feel like I'm going back to just like being grounded in like what I know, but I feel like that version of myself was more of like a wow, like awakening. Like I'm getting it. Like okay, life is really making sense. Like hold up. And now it's more of like the application part.
Okay.
Like, I've moved on from the wow. It's like okay, now let's put what you learned in practice because life got a lot more serious.
Mm-hmm.
Back then it was like you can just go like even sometimes now when I watch my my little videos that I made on Instagram, it was just like, girl, what the heck are you talking about? Like, why would you say that? But I guess for me now it was more of like my first videos was more of like excitement, like I want to share. Now it's like I have to share.
Mm-hmm.
I realize it's like okay, you have a perspective that can really, really change somebody's life. Now it's not really a joke. Mm-hmm. Yes, you were courageous enough to get on Instagram and say whatever you needed to say, but now it's like we got to be careful, but still say something. But you know, tweak it a little bit. You can't just tell everybody just whatever. Like that's not.
I understand that. So I'm gonna talk a little louder because I know we're on the thing, and sometimes I talk directly into the mic. But motherhood in general, womanhood in general, it has there's something that happens to us as women, like when we have a child. Like, I mean, there's so many different stages that we go to with our bodies, with our emotions, with our everything. Everything is affected, not necessarily for the good or the bad. It's like just everything is just a little different.
Yeah.
We mature. We have someone to care for, and it's just different, that motherly responsibility. So, and a lot of times we do. I know I did when I had Chloe. I felt like I lost myself to a certain extent. Like I couldn't find myself because my world became not infatuated, but consumed with caring for this being. So it almost you kind of just get, I know for me, I got lost in it, and it's like finding who you were. Like for me, it wasn't necessarily like going back to like I had to go all the way back to find who I am. So I understand what you're saying in regards to that. But you do, to a certain extent, initially, I feel, lose a sense of freedom. Because of all of the responsibility on top of all the other things. Like it's just different. Like no offense to dads, and I hope this isn't offensive to dads.
I'm just trying to figure out what y'all talking about. So I need
you
some
don't know
help.
what we're talking about?
Nah, because y'all saying I'm losing freedom.
Yeah, guys.
You got to help me out.
So
you saying freedom.
So I think there's a difference with there. I don't think
like you can't go to the club like you used to. Is that freedom?
No,
go for it.
The difference is
I need to know.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. So there's a difference between how the woman protects and covers her child and how the father protects and covers the child. In my opinion, and this is no offense, this is my experience. The dad is able to go out whenever he needs to go out. If he needs to take some time, go with the guys, or even go to work. The woman has to. She basically makes that final, I guess, sacrifice. As to who's gonna, what's gonna find what the final result is actually going to be, if that makes sense. Like that, we have in my opinion, a lot more responsibility. There are things that men be like, oh, just let them run around and bust their head, it don't matter. But we're like, no, like we have to protect, we have to guard, and it's this covering, I would say, this extra covering, I think, that women have with their children. And so the freedom that you lose is just not being able to lay down at night and take a shower and just go to sleep. No, like you have to prepare bottles. You have to wash the bottles. You have to do this. You have to wash their clothes. You have to make sure daycare is set up. You have to make sure this is that. You have to make sure they're safe. Are they breathing at night? Let me wake up. Let me make sure. Are you okay? There's all these different responsibilities that some dads, not all dads, because there's some dads that are about their life, but that dads don't have to wake up in the middle of the night when the baby is crying. But they sleep. But the mother kind of has to take on that responsibility. So when I say the freedom, I just mean that there are just certain responsibilities that a mother naturally takes on in the caring for the child that kind of robs her of her identity, of who she is, what she can do, where she can go, things that naturally drive you, which are like interested in, you kind of lose interest for. If I love to read, I can't read no more because now all my little time I have to take a nap because the baby's gonna wake up in an hour, and I have to get them on a schedule now, and I have to figure out this, and now she got an ear infection, and now she got her teeth coming in, and I got to stay up, and it's just all of these things that sometimes we can't share with people to help us do it because it's our responsibility, but we lose a sense of freedom in that.
Yeah, I
I
definitely
want to play the
agree.
antagonist in this one, but
Like,
go
I
ahead.
definitely agree, and it's so crazy because I just finally put it into words. Because I foresee this conversation happening really soon with Lori's dad.
Okay.
Because I feel like a lot of times we don't get into arguments about it, but the conversation of who has more responsibility, it is definitely a conversation, and I just feel like it is as simple as this. Nobody has to ask me to be a parent. And I'm not saying that women have to ask the dad to be a parent, but it's like when it's like little things like school is canceled. It's either I'm gonna take off or I have to ask you to figure it out. Like, I am the sole responsible person. Like, and yes, you can definitely be there, but it's just different.
It's just different.
It's just different. Like,
we don't have a choice if we're going to show up or not.
yeah, I don't have a choice.
It's no choice. Like, you there.
It's no choice.
Period.
Okay, so now I got to ask the question.
Okay.
What's the question?
The question. So it sounds like to me that what y'all saying is freedom is the child turned 2. That's all I heard. They don't need you as much, and y'all call it freedom.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily.
because you were saying, because the things you were saying, the thing waking up, schedule.
Those were small examples.
So, but I'm asking what, but y'all said, but I asked what was freedom,
So
and
there
it
would
sounded
be
like to me.
stages. I would have to say there's stages.
So
to
when
it.
you
That's
ask me
one
what's
of the stages.
freedom, you're saying the child just turned 2, and you just get to sleep a little bit longer.
Well,
That's
I think
all
that's
I
what
heard.
she was saying.
Well, I'm
That's what you just said.
No, but I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm saying that okay.
That's what you just said.
What I'm saying is that let me clarify. I would have to say that they would have to be placed into different stages because the reality is until that child is far gone, like I'm not even far gone, but like really mature in age, and you may be able to just a little bit. But the reality of it is it's not just that they 2 when you get a little break, like they're a little more intermittent. You can sit them down and they can watch a movie and you can kind of go wash some clothes. I'm not talking about
but
that.
that's what you explain in detail.
That's one of the things that I did explain. But I also said that it also has a lot to do with the mental state. You lose your interest in certain things. First of all, women go through something called postpartum depression, and a lot of times we don't even know we're going through that. So yes, all of that can be consuming, like the natural responsibilities, but you really have a high suicide rate with mothers in general because the pressure of everything, taking on all of those things, plus losing who you are. So you lose your interest. I normally like to listen to music. I'm depressed. I can't listen. I don't want to listen to nothing. I just want to ball up and go to sleep every minute I get. Like, you begin to lose a sense of your direction and the goals that you had. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to write this book, or I want to go and record this music. And now I'm completely depleted. And now I don't have anyone that I can I don't really want to ask my mother to keep help. I don't really want to keep, I don't want to go to daycare's expense. It's just a lot of pressure. So it's not just those little stages where they get a little bit older. You can be like, oh, let me just, because it doesn't stop. It still kind of continues until, to me, you get that grip. And I think that's what you're saying, that you almost get a grip of your life. And that doesn't always happen when the child is 2. Sometimes for some people it don't happen until they're 13.
I'm saying, I agree completely. So I got 4 children. So I seen these stages. So I completely agree. I'm just trying to clarify the word freedom.
Right.
And that's what I'm looking for. Because you're saying I'm free. So what were you before?
Captive, for sure.
Okay. Before the baby, you were captive?
No.
Babies hold you captive. So my thing is this.
It's more of a captivity of the mind.
Yeah, it was like
help me.
Yeah.
So that's
because I'm looking at it as okay, I am a parent. Mm-hmm. What I used to do, I know I won't be able to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just period.
Yeah.
It just comes with the territory.
But that's the first captive part.
But it comes with it's almost like I'm saying again. Let's go back to sports. And we can deal with Monique on the same thing with Monique on her part when she was on Club Shay Shay and Monique. Is this? We can talk about this a little bit too. I know, but it's some things I just want to say. I know, I get it. I just have a perspective here.
Okay.
And this is just a perspective. So when I hear freedom, and there's no right or wrong. I'm just trying to clarify, what does freedom mean in terms of I had something before I had this baby. And what did I have before I had this baby? Space, time, all these things. You had all these things. Baby come in the picture. Of course, when a baby come in the picture, it's going to alter some of those things. That's clear. But if you take a step back, that's just a part of parenting. And part of parenting is sharing. Part of parenting, what you call I can't move, or what's the other word for freedom? Bondage. But in the word bondage is bonding. So without that bondage, there is no bonding. And so now without the bonding, because that's what it is, so it's almost how you look at it. So if I look at it in a certain way,
I don't think you would understand that.
I don't think I would either. That's what
because it's like a woman thing.
You are exactly right. And so I'm coming from a male perspective,
right,
saying the way I hear it is the act of bondage. And the word bondage is bonding.
Right.
I need this. Breastfeeding, nipples hurt, body out of shape, got to get up at night every 2 hours, warm the bottles. One boobie is producing milk, the other one doesn't feel like it's just going through all. And oh my God, if you got a man that don't understand, it's just worse. And if you got elder children, it's like, and if you got to go back to work in 6 weeks, so I get the whole thing.
Right.
But when do we ever step back and says, this is what parenting is, without that feeling of saying, I've lost myself, or I can't do this, or I can't do that.
I think you're missing a big part of it, though.
Help me.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say this real quick and then pass it over to you, Kayla. So yes, that's a lie. That right there is a lie. I think a lot of us don't necessarily. That conversation is not like when I had my daughter. My mother got me a book called What to Expect When You're Expecting. She's not really the verbal type. So she really doesn't, like we talk, but she didn't really, anyway, a lot of mothers don't share like step by step, like what to do. So I don't really know if you can really prepare for motherhood or fatherhood. I really don't know if it's like a thing that you really can 100% be prepared. So that aspect of it that you're saying, like with the night feeds and stuff like that, yeah, that's really important and it is overwhelming. But I'm actually also talking about the losing who you are as an individual. So yes, even after stepping back and saying, okay, this is parenting, this is the sacrifice that I'm putting in for this child, and that's fine, and I love this child, and all of those things are fine. But when you start to lose a piece of yourself, you start to lose your goals, you start to lose all of these really important things, like if you're starting a business, like you just lose, sometimes some people just lose track of it. So this is why like it's so essential, like when a lot of women do like the vision boards and all these things that seem kind of small, but they're so big to people because it's like helping them get back their self. So their children might be like 17, but it's a big thing because all of these years they never were able to focus on themselves. Or balance the two. Like I focus on, I'm giving just as much attention to you as I am to myself and my goals and what I need to do for my life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think that's where, I feel like that's why I started with the vision. Like when I say I feel like I'm getting myself back or I'm going back to that, is that version of myself where everything was clear. Like before COVID hit, even when COVID hit, that's kind of why I took the opportunity and just ran with it, because my vision was so clear and I was kind of looking for those opportunities to push me forward to what God has shown me. And after I had Lori, granted, I was pregnant when Forex was failing. So like all of that stuff was happening and it was just like blank. Like how did I end up at a car dealership? Like what? That don't even make sense. Like that just don't even make sense. So for me, it was just right now it feels like, yes, I am getting my vision back. Yes, I can see again. Mm-hmm. And I think for me also too is like, granted I have a sibling, but I always felt like an individual. I always felt like an individual. Like I always had a sense of like who Kayla was, how did Kayla show up. So losing that and not being in touch with like things that actually make me happy and like doing things that I actually wanted to do, and accepting that. I think when you said, do we step back and like look at the full picture, like this is a part of parenting? No, I kind of had to like step up. Okay. I feel like me trying to step back was just making everything more blurry. I had to step up and say, like, Kayla, this was a decision you chose to make, and you still got to do X, Y, and Z. Like, the vision is not gone. The plan is not dead. The journey is just a little rerouted, but we're going to have to buckle up and get with it. And I think I'm okay with being in that space now. At first, I wasn't, because what stepping up to the plate today looks like is a little scary. Like, so you mean I have to, like, wake up at 5 o'clock and do what? Like, what? Like, I can just go to sleep and just not do it right now. Like, but I have to make it work. So I think I'm now getting in the rhythm of making it work, even just by coming to church more now. It's like that was a goal I've been had, but with Lori, the baby, it was just like, oh my God, I just can't. I'm just gonna turn on Sarah.
12 o'clock. I can't even.
So now it's like, all right, we can both wake up. Like, she's not whining. She's like an actual, I mean, obviously a baby is like a kid. But like now it's like, Lori, you can get up. She's a lot more independent, which gives me a lot more, I guess, freedom to just come with me. Now you can come with me. I don't have to take some of the restrictions.
I think that's what I was saying.
What? So, and I think
when you were saying that, I was
going to agree. Like, when you said something about
when the baby turned 2.
Yeah, like, you can yes, I agree.
That's what I was saying.
I get my freedom back when she turns 2, because now she can walk, and I don't have to carry a big old car seat and diaper bag, because that done canceled all of the plans. I'm not going to lie. As soon as I think about carrying that car seat somewhere, oh, we not coming. I don't want to go to one. Because I'm 4'11". I cannot carry her, the book bag, and the car seat. That's too much. I just rather stay home. And that's what I did.
And that's what I was saying. For the freedom.
Okay. But for some people, it might be 2, but for some people, it doesn't. Yeah. You kind of different.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of friends that just say that, like, I'd rather stay in the house now because they're gonna be blurting out. But for me, it's like, Lori, that she might like fall out or something, but no. Well, I don't think I'm having like problems. Like, she ain't gonna be doing all that.
Got it. Okay. So I agree. I just need to hear the different perspectives as to what this is, and being able to just you said step up. I like that, and then so sometimes we get so deep into something that we become prisoners. We become captured within the prism, and we become prisoners of the condition.
Yeah,
and we become prisoners so much that we can't even think.
Yes.
And without even saying, wait a minute, this is just part of the program. That's what I mean by stepping back. You said stepping up is good. This is part of the program. This is just part of being an adult. This is part of being a parent. This is part of being a mama. This is just part of having a baby. This is just part of being responsible. This is just part of this. And so now when I step back and I look at the whole picture, it enables me to psychologically reposition myself. And I think that when you're too deep in something, no matter what it is, whether it's church, a marriage, a relationship, a business, anything, when you're too deep into it, it is hard for you to take a psychological position or a psychological reposition. And people who are able to do that, to able to say, okay, I have this, but am I this? Or I am more than this? Well, if I can create it, because I did do it. I did sleep with him. You get what I'm saying? I did sleep with her. I did have the relationship. I did move in with him. I created this. There ain't nothing happened. The devil didn't do it. Demons didn't hit me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna blame it on to something. Blame it on the sisters. I'm not gonna blame it on none of those things. Yeah, there you go. I'm not gonna blame it. I knew somebody who knew the words. Blame it. I'm not gonna blame it. I'm not gonna grade on the goose, right? You lose. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I am not blaming on any of these things. It's a decision that I made. Mm-hmm. And I often say, and I heard somebody say this, you never look at a person when they do something. You always ask the question, what were they doing 5 minutes before they did it? Or 5 months. I heard somebody say that, or even 5 years. Don't ever just look at somebody, wow, that person did this. No. What was going on 5 minutes before they got into that situation? Before they jumped in that car? Before they signed that document? Before they, you know what I'm saying? Before they moved in that house. Mm-hmm. What was going on in your thinking? And so to take those mental steps back to reposition mentally and psychologically, reposition myself, helped me to look at the whole picture and said, okay, now I know what's going on. And so now when I get back into it, I am back into it as a different person, not because situation changed, money changed, just psychologically. No, no. And it changes your aura.
Yeah.
Your disposition changes. And because people can pick up on fear. And people pick up on anxiety. And it's a look, and then sometimes what you feeling, someone else can see you feeling or going through it. And then now you're thinking about the way you were acting around them.
Right.
And so that's what I was saying. But when it comes down to stepping back and taking these psychological repositionings of a thing, y'all can talk about that a little bit if y'all have done it, or if you're doing it now in your life. I'm just repositioning myself psychologically. My money's not. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? My time and everything else. But I was at a place one time when I was like, man, I'm not making any money. Until I heard Damon Dash said, no, I am making money, but my money is tied up everywhere. So you don't see these millions in the bank. Why? Because I got this person, that person, this person, that person. So I'm keeping things going, but I got it. And I had to rethink. I had to wait a minute. I got it. Yeah. I really got it. I'm really doing it. The issue is it's tied up in different places. And I got a goal for this.
Right.
A real life goal.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not just doing this. I'm just caught up in this. I got a goal here. And so doing that. So kudos to everybody who's working, who's doing it, who's in it. You know, I wanted to say to everybody, I'm not against any mothers. Yeah. Because I was just joking. And here was one of the things I was going to preach about one day. That you never hear the word. This word that you never hear. Everybody pay attention. Mother figure.
That's true.
You always hear father figure.
That is true.
He was a father figure to me. You want to know why? Because the fathers are not tied to those babies. Right. Mothers are tied to those they produce. So mothers that are mothers to their babies can't be that kind of mother to all babies. They got to be like that to theirs because that's their baby. And it's because they always thinking, what you just saying, always going to do this, going to do that, got to get this, got to get that together. So you never hear mother figure. Right. But father figure, you want to know why? Because you can be father figure as a coach, but we can send your butt home. Father figure to the church members, but you go home to your own people. Father figures are fathers. Fathers lay that seed and we can move on. Mothers are different. So I just throw it out there.
Something that I just shared with my mom, and I think that really helped me like step up to the plate too, was like, I'm so glad that I had an identity before my child. Yeah. Because like, I'm just so grateful that I can say like I'm not just a mom, but it is hard sometimes. Like when like right now, like it's 9:30, especially last year, like my first year teaching, just going to work, being so tired when I come home, like that came with a lot of mom guilt. Like it's like, okay, I'm getting in a rhythm of like getting things going. Now I'm trying to pick up the responsibility of like I have to become somebody for my kid, but that also comes with like, dang, like I'm missing out on so much time. So being able to get through that too was something like, I got this. Like I have to always tell myself every day, like the time that you're missing now, I'm going to pay you off later, because you know, in 10 years, you don't want to look up and say, yeah, I was just Miss Stringfield, a teacher, and a Lloyd mom. That's it. Like that is not.
That's the story of a lot of people.
Is not like, that's like a fear for me.
So what's going to be the story?
Not that.
But what? but what?
Okay, so no, truthfully,
because you say you didn't have dates, as we said earlier.
I don't have dates.
So what's what's this new woman? What is this?
So I'm in the process of like, I'm also in I'm in a space where God is telling me to just be quiet. I am a person where I will tell you all of my goals, all of my plans, everything I want to do right now, and I need to be quiet.
Okay, good.
But I will. Why am I gonna cry?
No. Talk around them. Talk around.
No, I'm gonna just say like, I am. Why am I crying? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Definitely transitioning. I think that's why I'm crying. Definitely transitioning out of I want to say education. I feel like I'm in a space of like being obedient. Like I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do, but I also know like if I have to stay in certain places longer, then that's just what I have to do. So I'm kind of like in a battle of like, am I going to go back to school or what? But I don't want to go back to school. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a life coach. I'm gonna just throw that out there. So that's what my life looks like. Like I want to be a full-time life coach with a mentoring program that I live off of, and that's it. That's what I want to do.
Are you in the valley of decisions?
What do you mean by that?
I'm don't know if I need to be here a little bit longer, as we said about, or should I, or should I jump out? Should I step out? You know, are you in the valley of decisions? Not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
But are you in the valley of decisions?
I think I definitely think I am. Because I've also realized I'm very impulsive. Like, and it could be good and it could be bad. Because sometimes it's like if you have a word, you got to do it before you lose it. I've experienced that too. But it's also like sometimes you can make decisions too quick, and then it's like, why did I do that? And I'm not saying like I regret things, because I don't live in a space of regret. I always learn from everything, but it's still like I could have saved myself some time, energy, pain possibly if I just waited a little bit. So I guess right now I'm just like in a waiting period, but it's also accompanied with the pressure of like doing more. Like you cannot play around. Like that's so even I mean if you don't mind me sharing, but my mom. So I already had planned to start coming to church in 2024. I've already planned it. Like that was already a goal of mine. So the first Sunday I was in Jamaica, so that's why I wasn't here. But when I came back from Jamaica, my mom was like, Pastor said something about you coming to church this year or else, basically. And for me, like at first it was just like a what? Because I already noticed, like, one thing I don't like is, like, if I'm doing something, somebody say, do it. Like, I'm doing it. Like, hello? But then it's like, I get it. It's like, I've already heard that, and I'm in the works of doing it. So it's just like a reminder, like, I got to do it. Like, okay, the baby phase, you was in college, inconsistent. Like, all right, all of that is over. Like, and I was also in a space of, like, seeking clarity. Like, just trying to figure out how to move, what to do next. And I just got to come into space. Like, I got to be here. I got to be here. And so I already had that in my mind. So when my mom even said that it came from you, I was just like, it wasn't even like all right, I'm going to go, because I already made my mind up that I was going. It was just like, okay. That's just another sign. Yeah, like, okay. Like, I'm on my way, actually. Like, so, I don't even know why I said that. What were we talking about?
We were talking about what are you doing next? I was asking when you're in the valley of decisions.
Yes.
And I was telling you talk around what you were saying because you started crying, but you did say you are in transition.
I am.
And then you said this is one of the reasons why you started coming back to church, because you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
In order to move forward.
Right.
And this is part of the journey.
It is.
Okay, good.
And I have to let go some things that means a lot to me. Like, so I have to clear my space. That's another thing too. Like, I do a lot. Like, I'm a lot like my mom. Like, I do so much stuff. Like, I just left work at 5:30.
Right.
So like I'm the advisor for the Fashionettes, and that's something that I did in high school. Doesn't really go towards my resume at all. I mean, just looks like a leadership position.
Right.
But in terms of like where I'm headed, there's no true alignment. Like I can force it, obviously. Like I have good conversations with the girls and sometimes, but truthfully, not really doing. I could
not
be
necessarily beneficial.
Yeah, no, like I could be doing something else with my time, that is like pushing me forward in what I actually want to do. Because I'm not oblivious to the fact that people that have been in certain careers for 10, 20, 30 years, it wasn't like I'm going to be here for 30 years. It wasn't like that type of decision. So I'm trying to be proactive during the time. So I did step down for next year just to give myself, give me some of my time back.
Right.
And even if that's time just going to get ice cream with Lori, that's fine. Like I just need the space to think. I'm a thinker. And I don't like that throughout the week. I don't really get time to think.
Yes.
I'm tired. I'm dead tired at night. It's just like, no. And I feel like that's the enemy way of getting me a little bit. Like that's the way, because he know if I start thinking, I'm gonna have some ideas.
Right.
And then them ideas It's gonna be them blessings.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like the fact that I don't have time to think. Yeah, I don't like that. So I need to free my energy space. It's not even more so my time. Like I don't get home at 10 every day, but it's still like my energy is not free, and I don't like that.
Okay, got something too.
Yeah, I think that it's you might have coined this as something. I'm not really sure. The way creatives or leaders or people that have vision, like sometimes when you can see, like when you're shown that vision and you kind of see the plan that you have to go about, getting to that particular vision, or you see all of the different people that you could be affecting or influencing or helping. And sometimes, like I think you mentioned, like feels like a box sometimes.
Yes.
Particularly like doing careers that can be helpful to your purpose to a certain extent, but kind of just feels more like a holding period or like a stagnation kind of period. I think it can be very frustrating.
Yeah. It feels like I think I told my mom this, but like it feels like I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out a little bit.
Okay.
Like I'm doing it. Like I'm definitely amongst my audience. Like I'm doing the work, but I still feel so conformed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel so
unfulfilled or
yes. It's like I'm still restrained or like restricted to a certain extent of like what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like that. Like I know I can do more for my students. Like I know the conversations that I could have, but I am kind of like I am restricted a little bit to being a math teacher. I am like I can't have a whole counseling session every day in class when I really want to.
right.
Like
exactly.
give me one day. If you give me one day to have a circle,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. But not with the pressure of you want me to get MCAP scores up. And I think that's another thing. It's like that's why I said you wasted my time a little bit earlier. Like that's why I feel like my time is being wasted, because it's like what? Like look at these kids.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? Raise math scores. Like, let's really talk about it. Like, I'm sitting in conferences with assistant principals about why is people failing my class when it's like, what? Why they failing? They don't come. Why they don't come? Why is it a choice to come to school? Like, it's deeper problems that need to be discussed, and I don't want to sit in conversations about. Stop pulling up data records and test scores. I don't want to talk about that. And I think that's the frustration that led me to the fact that like, okay, this might not. It's a part of the plan. I get it. It makes a lot of sense, but this can't be forever. Because no, it's no way I have to sit in these conversations and say what? Say what? Because like I had to sit in a meeting. It's a 504 plan. It's like more of like a behavioral plan. And they asked me like, do you feel like this student need a 504? No, I don't. No. Why? Because I can clearly see that she's just drowning. Like she's drowning in her own identity. She's not accepted at home. She's suffocated. That's why anxiety shows up in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's socially imbalanced. That's why she can't talk to people, because she can't talk at home.
Right.
If I can't talk at home, how you expect me to talk to hundreds of thousands of people that's laughing at me?
Right.
That don't make no sense. And you sitting here telling me that she need breaks in class. Why does she need a piece of paper to say she need a break? I don't, stuff like that, it rubs me all the wrong way, because I feel like I'm here to get to the root of issues and really help and change things. But I have to sit in a conversation where we just putting band-aids over real scars.
So if I had a pastoral and a counseling mind, I would say to you, if you were coming to me with this concern, if it was a concern, if you were coming to me with a concern, I would say you're in the right place, just the wrong position. Maybe you need to be more in the administrative part of I know you don't want to be in the school system, but I am saying that if you see a change in something, and if something you is saying, I can change this is not what this should be, I see it in a different way. Now, I know you want me to get math scores and things up like that, but my heart is not in 1s and 2s and 3s. My heart is in these children getting it.
Right.
So even if I am in this system, maybe I need to find a place within this system where I can sort of find the lion's share. And sometimes administrative counselors in school counselors is might be where I belong because this right here is really not grabbing my interest. My interest is somewhere else. And so if you were to stay there, and I know you want to be an entrepreneur, that's going to take all your time. So you're going to have that, you have to get an exit strategy and get out of there. But for someone who says, I love what I'm doing, I just don't like the way it's done, but I can change this. It may not be this year, maybe in 5 years. Maybe I can put a plan together. I'm a planner too. So I see things in church. I'm like, man, this is, got to put a plan together. And I had to realize something. The frustration doesn't change it. What really changes is the reality is I've stepped into something that's older than me. And I stepped into something that's bigger than me. And I stepped into something that's thousands of years old. When I woke up to the American African plight and how we have adjusted ourselves to Christianity, one of the things I've often said was, and this is my quote, quote unquote, my quote. My quote was what the European did was the European made the African a Christian, but never taught the Christian, the European made Africans Christian, but never taught her how to make Christianity African. That is my quote. I'm going to say it again.
I hear you.
You hear me? The European made the African a Christian, but never taught her how to make Christianity African.
Right. Yeah.
Which made the Christian bigger, better, stronger than the individual. But that's not true. God made man first, not Christian first. And if the person don't know who they are, they get lost in thinking they know who they are in Christ. Completely losing themselves for the sake of the religion. All this stuff got me in trouble, of course. So my contemporaries don't call me to preach. I don't get any. I got one engagement to preach last year and one this year, and I probably don't get no more. I'm good with it because I realized this. But in seeing this, it helped me to say, now I know again my place. Now I know who I'm talking to. Now I'm realizing something. My job is not to change I can't change 2,000. Well, I won't say 2,000. I'll say 600. I can't change 600 years of problems in one conversation or in 1 year.
Yeah.
However, I am smart enough to know that I am able to sprinkle the truth in the middle of all of this. And that's what I do. And so when you hear me preach and you grab those different things I'm saying and the nuances, like I never saw that. But what I am doing is I am now sprinkling a level of historicity, honesty, a level of understanding in the middle of all the things that we're dealing with, because I understand what this is. I don't have to abandon it, but I do have to say, okay, there needs to be a realignment here.
Yeah.
Because this thing is going the wrong way. And maybe I'm one of the voices. And that's another thing I had to learn too. I had to be okay with, I'm 40, I'll be 45 this year. I had to be okay with knowing, yeah, I know, right? I had to be okay with knowing I may not be that voice. But I may be the voice that inspired the voice.
Amen.
And I'm okay with that. Now I might be that voice. But if I'm not, then to God be glory. But I may be the voice that inspired the voice.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's okay too. So so now in moving forward, and I'm building my case here. We're moving forward. You're in something that's set up for something other than what you aspire people to be like. And this is the mark of leadership. So what's a
I was
leader?
about to say that.
What's a leader? Let's define leadership. I have a new meaning for leader. Now I had an old one, but like you, I'm often changing. Now my old one is good. And a leader is someone who knows what to do and has the stick-to-itiveness to see it through. That's number one. My second definition of a leader is a person who has a vision for people. If you ever got a team or something, ask them what their vision. If it's all of them, I just want to be the boss. I want to be this. And you do know the system don't mind you being a boss. I'm 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 a boss. But ready for this? You don't hear no one saying I'm a leader. They tell you everybody got the boss card now. I'm a boss.
Right.
I'm a boss. I'm Miss Boss, bad boss, big boss. I'm a boss. Everybody, I'm a boss. Don't play with me. I'm a boss. I'm standing on business. I'm a boss. But you don't hear anybody saying I'm a leader. It ain't gonna come out. Anybody can be a boss. You can actually own a business, get an EIN number, and be a boss. Do absolutely nothing. You're a boss.
Yeah.
Right.
You open up a bank account, you are a boss.
No staff.
No.
Nothing.
You're a boss. You are an entrepreneur. That's it. You need nothing else.
Right.
You need nothing else. A leader is someone that has a vision for people. So I say that to say that where you are right now, and you just piggyback on what I'm saying. Where you are right now, the quantum leap will be because you have a team, a partner. Because who do I rub elbows with?
Yeah.
And that's going to be the frustration. The frustration is I'm carrying all this and I'm talking to myself. Everybody I'm talking to need me. Everybody I'm talking to need and that's not a good place to be. The place you want to be is, who do I share my vision with? Who do I share my ideas with? And together we can sort of balance each other out. We can sort of have this conversation together. And sometimes, because you get so many ideas,
Yes.
and sometimes the flood of ideas can happen on a Friday night, and the tears start flowing, and you start praying, and you know, my God, and what's this? And schizo, you talking to yourself. Yeah, I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you.
I'm okay with that.
You are. You know what I'm saying? You
Definitely
are.
talking to yourself.
You're looking around and you're literally verbalizing. It's not even in here anymore. Your phenotype is moving. Your faces. You know what I'm saying? You are talking. You are literally going through these stages, and now you got to say, wait a minute. Wait. The issue is I can't pick that phone up, and so you go through the list of people that you can talk to in terms of vision. And you got some people who don't know whether it's in vision form, whether it's just an idea, whether it's something they can birth. Is it real? Is it something that's just fluttering around? People who got vision know the difference. People who got vision for people know the difference.
Yes.
So whenever y'all talking to people and you like, what's a leader? You never have to say, I'm a leader. No. Just ask them what's their vision. And if their vision don't include other people, I'm not talking about your children. Don't do that. Don't play with me. I'm talking about your children. Everybody should have something for your children.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about your mama and your cousins and them. I'm not talking about that. I mean, what? Do you have a vision for people? Does what you're saying include helping out somebody else? Or do you saying, hey, I want to be A, B, and C, and D because I see myself as a boss, as it is, as of that. Now you know, but you will deal with the frustration that you are dealing with until you find someone to balance that. Because it's going to be that. And in that, there is the yin and the yang in the birthing of something. Go for it.
So I guess for me, it's like I hear you clearly, like find a partner, like I get it, but it's like I'm so it's crazy because I have a mentor program. It's not fully. I mean, it's EIN and everything. I'm boss on paper, on paper for sure, but it's not fully launched yet. And somebody asked me like, was I looking for like mentors, like people to like mentor with me? And I told them no. I said no because I have not found anyone that shares my heart yet. And this is a big deal for me. And I'm not playing about the work that I'm really trying to do. Like, I know for a fact I can change these people's lives. I know for real. And I care for real. Like, I don't only know that I can do it. I want to do it. And it's like, I just have not ran into anybody that has the same vision or fire to do so. It's just like I haven't met the person yet. So until I meet a person where I feel like you're just as serious about this as me, like you're not, like you see this as your life, not a little side, then I'll just be trying to mentor all thousands of these people by myself. But I know that's like sounds bizarre, but it's just like I just needed to be that serious to you.
You got to scream it.
Yes, like you have to like really, like yeah, like you have to really want to do it. Like not even want to do it, because every day I don't want to do it. It's just like I have to do it. It's like I'm not a person where you can hold stuff over my head. Like I'd rather pay the bill now than you keep telling me I got paid. So like that's the season I'm in right now. It's like it's something being held over my head. Like I gotta do something. I gotta do it. And my mom always tell me all the time, like, you're doing it. Like you're in the process. But for me, it's just like when I don't think about it, or like when I get caught up in being a teacher, it's like I'm going weeks and weeks and just teaching, just being a teacher. It's like I feel so like no, like it's something else. I have to do it. So if I feel like you have not, if you don't feel that feeling in your belly, we can't be partners.
So yeah. I agree too. Got something?
I was gonna say, have you like extended yourself to search for any of these people, or put yourself in a company maybe of people that may be a little more like-minded in like your vision, or like what your, because I don't know if you'll find someone that has your exact vision, but I'm sure you'll find someone that can match your energy and can match like the determination and really help you in other ways. But I'm just wondering, have you put yourself in that kind of situation, or do you know where to go to kind of put yourself in that kind of situation with business minded people?
No. I think it's like yes and no. Yes, because it's like I've been in, like I know people that care about people for real, but then it's also like I don't know.
I know people that don't care about people for real.
Yeah, it's like I know more people that don't care about people for real. Let's be like,
yeah, for real.
I know people that say it, but like
they don't live it.
You questioning me about why I did X, Y, and Z. Hold up, I don't know. And I think that's where the conflict comes in the schools too. Like I have a student, she, don't get me wrong, she a little off the walls a little bit. And she wasn't going to nobody's class, and everybody wanted to know how she had to be in Stringfield class. Like, what do you mean? Like I don't like what does that mean? Like obviously she's coming to my class. She's not coming to your class. Figure out why she's coming to my class. Don't worry about how she got B and all that. Worry about why she's coming. So I on my planning period, I walked her to her second period class because I don't have a class. And one of my old teachers stopped me and was like, "That's not your job." And I was just like, "What? How that's not my job?" Like obviously, it's not in my job description, but what are we here for again? Like, what are we here for? Okay.
I feel like people are always kind of looking for those like loopholes or whatever. I mean, I guess I can understand why they would question.
Yeah, definitely. I get
if
it.
She's not performing, and obviously she has a different type of interest in your course, I would imagine. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? The average person would be like, well, how is it that she doesn't come to any of our classes and doesn't want to be involved? And then, so I mean, I can see the question, but so how do you handle those kind of questions? Are you irritated? Are you frustrated? Do you take some time? Like, do you go off? Like, what does that look like?
I just laugh, honestly. I just laugh and think about it after. Like,
what did they do?
I was just like, I mean, it's not taking nothing out of my day. I don't know what I said. I probably said something like, not smart, but like, I mean, she here, right? Oh no, I said if this is what it takes for her to get the class, then I'm gonna do it every day.
Okay.
That's what I said.
So here's the deal about getting partners. Here's how you get the partners. You ready for this? Exclusive. Do it so well that you attract them.
Right. I think that's what I'm on.
Do it so well. I am a living witness. I am a living witness. When I came to this neighborhood, 1831 North Gate Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21213 area, This was the third. This was Google it. That's right. This was the third worst block in Baltimore City. This was the third worst block in Baltimore City, and I planted the church here. The third worst block in Baltimore City. I literally started a church in Capernaum.
Yeah.
Literally in Galilee. Literally in the hood. Planted a church right here. Okay. Every Sunday morning at 6 a.m., I would come here and clean up the block both sides for 2 and 3 years. Maybe 4. This is Sunday morning. I didn't say Sunday. Sunday a.m. So this is the pastor of the Court of Christ. I am a pastor. I didn't get the deacons to do it. I didn't get none of the brothers to do it. I got up every morning, 6 a.m. And I'm not talking about one side where my church is. I'm talking about 2 sides of the block every morning. To the degree that the guys that are on the block and the neighbors begin to do the same thing. And so I did that for the first 4 years. I noticed after 4 or 5 years, the last 5 years, I have not done it because neighbors picked that up and they started doing it. They started cleaning up. Not only clean up, in 4 years, this year was the first year in 4 years, I've actually shoveled the snow. Because the neighbors did that too we didn't have much snow over the last few years, but when it did snow, I don't do it. The neighbors come out and do it. I had to do that for years. And I took it as a chore. That's how I took it. I had to clean up my room. You got to clean up this thing. Well, this part of it. It's just part of what I got to do. And I cleaned up, and that's what I did. And I attracted other people to do it, and they started watching me. And they're like, man, Rev, that's not your job. Like, yeah, I know, but this is ours. This is us. This is us. And then you started seeing them, other people do the same thing. Not only did I clean up, we have a 63-seat church. That's it. The average church in America only had 50 people. I wanted this building to be the best. The best 63-seat building I could, and I put my all into it. And that attracted people. People even from mega churches in Baltimore City joined this church. And I'm not talking about after they left. I'm talking about while they were still here. I'm also doing everything I'm doing. I am doing it to attract what I need. And I often say, when you know where you're going, you do not wait for help. You go get it. And one of the ways you get it is attracted. When Jesus was doing a lot of his miracles, most of those miracles he did was simply for the attraction. It was just for the testimony. I'm going to do it so well that I'm going to make people turn around and look at me. People are going to run to me and ask me questions. In fact, he did the miracles before he did the teachings. In church, we preach, then we call them to the altar. Jesus did the opposite. Jesus did the teachings, did the miracles, then everybody who was healed sat down and heard him teach. And then he fed them. So what I'm saying is, when you're saying, I know I can. I know I can do this. I know I can do that. And I'm saying, yes, you can. And yes, you must. Even if it's in seed form.
I'm processing.
Even if it's not, because a lot of times that stops us. What stops a lot of people is I can't do it the way I see it in my mind.
Yes.
The way I see it, because it's big here. And like I can't, no, I have to do it with what I have. All I got is a phone and a voice. All I have is,
Wi-Fi.
And Wi-Fi. Yeah, you're right. I got a baby. All I have is Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
All I have is Thursday evenings. I don't have anything else.
Right.
Life isn't giving me anything else. So I'm going to take what life gives me. And I'm going to take in my Thursdays. And when I take my Thursdays, it ain't no, hi, y'all. The Lord is good. No. I'm on the camera. My face is beat for the gods. Oh my God! You hear what I just said? Yeah, oh my God! I am ready, but I am capturing my moment. And on your psyche, you have to say, not only am I doing this to help people, I'm also doing this to get help.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reach the people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
Go for it.
So crazy because that's how I launched my first event.
Yeah.
Like I have an event right now. It's out right now. I'll send y'all the flyer so you can post
Send
it.
it. Tell us.
But I'm having a girl talk event on March the 23rd. March the 30th. and it's not my official launch of the mentoring program, but it was a way for me to just do it. Like I felt like I was in a space of like too much planning. Like I even made a video on TikTok about this too. Like I was trapped in this idea of playing, and it was like becoming like a self-sabotage type of thing.
Okay.
Like you planning too much, you wasting time.
You're planning your way out of work.
Yeah, you planning it up. You done wrote this.
It's okay.
With this same plan in this same journal, with this same pen, you still planning. You playing. That's what you're doing. So I'm like, okay, forget it. I launched the event. I don't know where it's gonna be. I just put it out there. And I do have the pressure of like, I want my flyers to look this way. I want this to look this way. I was literally stalling the whole launch because I didn't have professional pictures for myself to go on the flyer. And I'm like, I can do the flyer without the pictures. I'll do the pictures later. Let me just get the flyer out now. Because last year I did a girl talk, but it was virtual. And I felt like my vision wasn't executed. Like I wanted it to be a conversation, and it was more of like me talking and everybody listening. Okay. And I was like, okay, no, virtual is not going to help with this. I need to do something in person. Finances, not financing. I mean, they all right, but like it's not like I want to go full blown with the event that I have in my brain. But it's also like you gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start. Like it's just too much time, and we know time is ticking. You gotta get up out to school. When you think, who funding the mentor program, girl? Nobody. You don't have nothing to show for nothing. You have people that know you and can probably do a little testimonial video, but like, you want to go big. Do it. Just do it. So like, I think being in that space for a long time, even the words you preached, maybe not this Sunday before last, I was boo-hooing the whole time because it just was like, I think you were saying something like, you just, Lori had my phone. I think this was like, this was the sermon where
Freedom, Lord.
I was trying to take notes. Let me see if I can find the one note. But, yeah, I don't know. I probably just wrote this down.
Okay.
But all I had was covenant versus contract.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And, well, then I have the pressure of being called.
Uh-huh.
It's like a constant reminder of like, you know better.
Yeah.
I think that was something I probably took back.
Yeah.
But like I felt that pressure, and just that whole week I was just feeling like that, like I just gotta do something. Then I get to church on Sunday, it's like, yeah, you just gotta do it. And I'm like, I just gotta do it. Like I just have to do it. I know you're talking to me. I feel it so heavy in my spirit. I know my mom is saying like I'm doing it, I'm in the process, but like no, like you don't understand. I feel like a knot in my throat a little bit. Like a dark cloud is just like, right. Kayla, like get with it before you miss it. And it's just like, I can't afford to miss it. Right. I'm too young to miss it.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss it. Like, that's not what I want to do. So I'm really, really, really excited about the girl talk. I want to see how this goes. Then I'm planning one like for like a teen, like I want to do like teen summit.
Okay, teen summit. Okay.
Yeah. So when I was growing up, I went to teen summits a lot.
I remember them too.
And I'm like, if we're talking about what's wrong with this generation and like how can we get them to just be more productive and just more focused on stuff that's actually important, it's like, let me think about how I became who I am. Like granted, you know, I didn't want to wake up on Saturdays at 11 early in the morning to go, but just being in the environment, like having that experience of like just little things. I can't even tell you what actually took place during those times, but I know that it actually was something I can do now, and I can kind of make it more modern, more fun, just do it a different way, but also just giving young girls something to look after or look forward to, just giving them a sense of like, I don't have to be like Instagram, because I don't feel like it's a lot of young, I ask my students, like, what is important to y'all? Instagram, my phone, fitting in, like, that's like their truth, and it's like, wow, like, fitting in is your truth? Oh, no, that's like, I got so much work to do. When you say that to me, it's like, all right, I'm really getting nervous. You know how much, girl, you better get in so much trouble for value and fitting in. Like, that is not, so it's like something has to happen, and I cannot be just restricted to Miss Stringfield. Because I think the big thing too, I don't want you to hear me as Miss Stringfield.
So who you want to be?
Kayla.
Okay.
Kayla. Yeah, I do. Like, I don't, because I feel like Miss Stringfield puts me on of course, I need the respect thing. I mean, I just how I carry myself. You're gonna respect me, but it's still like the respect. I don't want it to seem so far out of reach. You know, like when you had teachers, you never really. I don't want you to feel like my equal, but like I don't want to be here and you feel so down here. I want it to be on a like a mentor, big sister. Like I'm actually like here for you. I'm not like this. This is not my job, and I just have to tell you right from wrong. Like no, this is what I want to do. Like I just don't want to be in a space of like Miss Stringfield said. Oh, Kayla said, because Kayla really care about me. Miss Stringfield might care because Miss Jones really don't care. Like I don't want to be in that space. I don't.
Is that something you would convert to, like allowing your students to call you on a first name basis?
No.
Okay.
Maybe not as a teacher.
Not as a teacher.
Good.
Not like in my classroom. Absolutely not. But like I do have students in mind that I'm invite to the team. So I mean, like I'm not about to post flyers around the school.
Right.
Like I don't want it to be that, and I think that's why I'm hesitant about being in. Like I was telling my mom, like I don't know if I want to go to school and like become a counselor or a therapist because like that just gives me like the state gonna be sending me people. Like I don't really want to work with that. I want to work with people that want to be different or want to change and just need some help. That's why I say I want to be a life coach.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather you sign up and say, let's do this together. And I know that's still gonna come with like inconsistencies and all of the things that come with just being a human, but your perspective is a lot different from somebody that has to be here. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't really want to do that.
Got it.
Because that's no.
So the demographic you are looking for or you want to cater to are those who are looking
To be better.
to be better, who are looking to do better.
Yes.
They're the ones. So you're looking for the people that are looking for you.
Yeah, not forced to be in my face. Because then that's a brick wall conversation.
Yeah.
I don't want to have brick wall conversations for a living. Because I really want to change. I want, like, hell, I want to really make some things happen. Nothing going to happen from a brick wall conversation.
Right.
And I just, like, I think at that point I'll just be having a title. I don't want a title.
Got it. You got something to So,
No, I mean the brick. I'm trying to understand I guess I do understand the demographic. Just that. So set us up ideally what that looks like a day in the life. Like what does the space look like where you're speaking to your clients or your like what does it look like and how and where do they actually come from? Like are they going to find like is it like a social like how are you going to be reached for those people that do need it because there's people that really just need just a little bit of they just need somebody that they need it
Somebody that's going to talk to you and not tell you that you need medicine.
Right, exactly.
To be honest.
Exactly.
So I guess a day in the life, well, my vision is to buy a house, right? I'm gonna set my house up. Maybe like I wouldn't live there. Maybe like a loft. Maybe not like a whole house, but like set up the loft. There's like a spa-ish vibe.
Okay.
Like very comfortable, very, relaxed, chill environment. Where people can come and we just like chit chat. So what my life will look like, I have a list of clients. And that's it. Like a list of clients, meeting times, they come in, we talk, they go home with a plan, and that's it.
This is Baltimore?
Yes.
Okay.
This is what I want to do for a living. Like seriously, I'm going to do it. It's like, there's no reason why I can really see it. Where they're going to come from, wherever they come from.
No, not where they, I'm sorry, how will you reach them? Like, are you going to go out and find solicit people and so they know what you're doing, or how do you plan on getting this out to the world?
Right. So branding myself, like I already pretty much branded myself.
Okay.
I definitely could do a lot better with like my actual brand, like keeping everything consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But my business page is up, so I'm trying to I'm keeping all of my marketing very consistent just so people can start to recognize what the brand looks like.
Right.
So once I launched the life coach thing, it would just be about me more it would be about me posting more consistently and intentionally just on social media, and I feel like I will attract the people that I need. Right. That's how I built Forex. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you have I hate to use this word, but I'm gonna do the best I can with what I'm saying and what I'm trying to say. Do you have this don't even need to come to my mind right now. Do you have a theme?